Hey YouTube! So I have a quick update to share before we get into today's video. So even though I'm not always successful because at the end of the day my mental health has to come first and foremost, I do try to upload 2 videos a week. But that's going to be changing because I start school this week, and between school and my 9 to 5 or 11 to 7 as the case may be, I don't want to be overextending myself, so I think the best thing to do is commit to 1 video a week. If I am feeling extra motivated or I have the time, then I might manage 2 videos a week every so often, but that's just not a challenge that I want to strive to meet at this point. So on to the video. Now, I don't remember if I brought this up in a previous video or not, but I am hypersensitive to sound and get overstimulated by excessive noise. I don't know if that's a symptom of my anxiety or if it's a completely separate thing that triggers my anxiety. And I know it's not uncommon for people to be irritated or triggered by certain sounds, like people chewing. My thing is coworkers humming or singing to themselves, but that's different. That's more of an irritation or an annoyance. This is full-blown anxiety caused not by a particular sound, but excessive noise in general. And it's particularly bothersome for me at work because of just the level of noise that are coming from multiple sources at once. Coworkers are having conversations with clients on the phone, in person, and amongst themselves. The phone is constantly ringing off the hook. The doorbell's ringing whenever someone walks in or out, and the radio's blaring in the background. It's just constant noise, which for me equals constant anxiety, and it affects my ability to concentrate. But because I have to be able to hear and answer the phone, hear if anyone asks me a question, and converse with customers for extended periods of time, I don't really have the luxury of wearing noise-canceling headphones. I am in a customer-facing, customer service job. How do you eliminate noise while still being able to service your clients? And personally, this is just my opinion, but I think noise-canceling headphones are a thing because noise sensitivity is much more common than people realize. To put it another way, while my reaction may be excessive due to my existing mental health issues, it's not abnormal. And I also think that offices should start implementing a noise-free policy, just as most have adopted a scent-free policy. And I totally realize that it is unrealistic to ask or expect a completely noise-free environment, especially in certain types of businesses. But there are ways to at least reduce the level of noise to accommodate noise-sensitive people. I mean, we learned inside voices when we were in primary school, people. But whatever, I digress. But I can't put up with this level of noise for upwards of 8 hours a day either, because it'll literally drive me crazy and I will be back on mental health leave quicker than you can say noise-canceling headphones. Now, I have so far tried foam earplugs out of sheer desperation, and while it muffled the noise a bit, it didn't eliminate it. Plus, I'd have to remove them to interact with people, which was kind of awkward to say the least. So I went to my therapist because I felt like, not that I was out of options, but that I didn't have any options. Like, how do you deal with something every day for 8 hours a day that's literally driving you crazy? I was honestly expecting her to suggest some breathing exercises or something. Not that I thought it would help, just with the level of anxiety I'm experiencing, but she's the expert, not me, right? But instead, she recommended earplugs. Loop earplugs, to be exact. So I bought a $50 pair of earplugs. And I got them, and I've used them for a couple of weeks now, and I have some thoughts to share. So Loop has a few different types of earplugs: Quiet, Experience, Experience Plus, Engage, and Engage Plus. I bought the Engage ones, which claim to take the edge off while staying engaged with up to 16 decibels of filtered noise reduction, as I still need to be able to hear what's going on around me and be able to interact with people. So they come shipped in this cute little box, and they come with multiple sizes of tips: extra small, small, medium, and large, and a convenient little carrying case, which prevents them from getting grungy either in the bottom of a purse or your pocket. But they are really easy to clean if they do get dirty. I do like the different tip sizes because I have found that I need a smaller tip in one ear than the other. They're pretty secure, pretty comfortable, and I do find that a lot of earbuds are really uncomfortable for me and hard to wear for long periods of time. Even the foam ones really start to hurt my ears after like an hour or two, but these ones don't really seem to bother me that much. So they do also come in different colors, and I got the crystal ones, which are essentially clear with black ear tips. So they're pretty inconspicuous, and I can still wear my hair up or push behind my ear. I am trying to not draw attention to them, given that I'm not even 100% sure that I'm supposed to be wearing them at work. It does take some getting used to, but I have found that I can still answer the phone and converse with them in. It's a bit weird at first though. If you've ever tried talking when you've got headphones in or your ears plugged, you know it's hard to gauge your own volume, but so far I have not had anyone tell me I was talking either too quiet or too loudly. But the $1,000,000 question is, do they work? Do they do what they say they are going to do? At first, I have to admit, I was disappointed. They don't actually eliminate the noise. It just kind of like turns down the volume. I can still hear the conversations that are going on around me, the phone ringing, the radio, etc., just not as loud. But I don't know if you've ever turned down the TV or radio because you thought it was too loud, but then you sort of get used to that volume and then you have to turn it down again. Well, that's kind of the problem that I have. I put them in and it's like turning down the volume for me, but only for a bit. Eventually, the reduced volume with the earplugs is just as bothersome for me as the original volume without the earplugs. But that's not the fault of the earplugs. Again, I got the engaged ones, which are supposed to still allow you to hear what's going on around you. They're supposed to just turn down the volume, and they do. And if that's all you need, then yeah, they do exactly what they say they're gonna do, and I have no complaints about the product. The fit, the style, the accessories, all good. But for me, I need more than that. Unfortunately, I am a little more sensitive to sound where I need to actually block some of the noise, not just turn down the volume. But I do like these enough to where I have ordered the quiet earplugs from Loop that are supposed to reduce noise by up to 27 decibels and are recommended by Loop to block as much noise as possible. Now, I am still gonna keep using these ones because I think they'll be useful in environments where noise is getting to me, but I don't need to concentrate, so maybe turning down the volume will be enough to keep my anxiety in check. So all in all, I think I would give these an 8 out of 10. They are a little pricey, and technically, foam earplugs would have a similar effect, which is why I can't give it a full 10 out of 10. Plus, even though it's not the product, but rather the wrong product for me, they didn't do exactly what I needed from them. But again, if you're sensitive to sound, or even if you're not and just looking to minimize noisy environments, yeah, I would totally recommend these. I've got the quiet ones coming tomorrow, and once I get them, I'll put them to the test and see if they fare any better at actually eliminating some of the noise. So stay tuned so that you don't miss that. And I'll link the earplugs below if you are interested in checking them out for yourself. If you've tried them, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're sensitive to sound and have the same issue that I do with the noise level and difficulty concentrating, have you found a solution? What do you do to minimize the distraction? Please let me know. On that note, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share so that other people can find and enjoy it too. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.